We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Take gently from women, take directly from men. Take sweetly from children, take haltingly from animals. From kindred share, from the moon beasts feast. Take the quote off. Hello and welcome to Valley by Night, our Tuesday night Vampire the 5th Edition Chronicle here on Direbear, also brought to you by the Nerd Eternal. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason, and with me will be Sarah playing Jolene, Duba playing Alexander, Decca playing Blackjack, Rap playing Maeve, and Eric playing Samuel. Last session, let's see, we had a big fight.
That we got very lucky in.
Well, first you were called to talk. You were called to speak to the prince. While that was going on, reports came in of wolves howling all over northern Huntsville. As you were rolling out to help deal with that, Samuel had a vision of a werewolf basically kicking in a door and much gunfire ensuing. From things he could see, he could pretty easily deduce where this was taking place. I couldn't remember the street name last week. It was Oakwood Avenue. But so relaying this to everyone, the prince basically dispatched the Jones Valley Coterie to investigate that house. Samuel couldn't tell if this was a vision of something about to happen or if he was seeing something that was currently happening. But you rushed out. Samuel and Jolene tried to be a little subtle by parking further down the street at a gas station and walking down. Blackjack just wheeled his big old truck into the driveway and blocked the car that was parked there. Which got got threats of calling the police. There were two guys inside. Even with the circumstances, they were acting a little suspiciously. The coterie basically staked out the neighbor's backyard, and sure enough, shortly thereafter, well, within an hour at least, a Lupine showed up, kicked in the front door, gunfire started. The coterie, or at least the half of the coterie that were here, jumped into action and really just kind of shellacked the poor thing. Caught it by surprise.
I mean, it got licks in too.
It got a lick.
Luckily, only a lick.
Well, that's true. Imagine to get one strike in on Blackjack, it did about half kill him.
You almost annihilated his superficial health track in a single hit. Actually. Yeah. I think he had like one.
I have 4 left.
What can I say? Werewolves ain't about that shit.
Werewolves are definitely combat oriented. That's for sure.
I mean, Bruja are supposed to be, but apparently they're posers.
I mean, I took the hit. I took it.
To be fair, you gave about as good as you got, so.
That first hit, anyway.
But there were like 2 crits on him in that one round, so. Let's see. So after that, one of the men in the house was dead. One of them was clearly. Well, during the entire combat, he was crouched down in the back corner of the kitchen, just clicking his empty revolver at the thing. I think Jolene, had walked him off somewhere.
Yeah, like around a corner at least, so he wasn't staring directly at the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two Nosferatu that had been dispatched to watch the area came running in to back you up, and were terribly surprised at what they found. Pleasantly, they didn't want to tangle with a werewolf, but they were two of the sheriff's deputies, so they would have had to. So that is pretty much where we left off. So
I'll say Jolene over here continually proving the sheriff wrong.
I'm totally able to hold my own against a werewolf. Really?
The sheriff shows up. You're holding a severed head. See? Well, it was a wolf head earlier, but it's changed back now.
Oh no, that head is paste. That head ain't going nowhere. It's paste.
I say, didn't that head get hit with one of the dragonfire rounds?
I think it did.
Oh no. Blackjack beat the ever-loving crap out of it.
Yeah.
No,
That's why you have the stain right now.
you hit the torso, yeah, but from the description, from the kill shot, Samuel took its head, like blew it apart with the shotgun.
Well, but we need to get whatever's left of it possibly
Yes.
out of there.
Samuel, the researcher, like, yes, lupine blood, yes.
I really do have to look up how quickly they change back, because there are several characters in the setting that have werewolf pelts as souvenirs.
Yeah.
So clearly they don't just change back immediately. There's some time you have a chance.
Yeah,
to
I've never found anything that's definitive, honestly.
I mean,
Make it up.
Creepy, morbid suggestion. Maybe they skinned him alive.
That would be challenging even for an old vampire.
Although, actually, part of me wants to say they might not shift when they're dead.
Would that still give me a stain if I beat the crap out of it after it's dead?
Yes.
I don't know.
That's you losing complete control of yourself, and you have a high humanity.
Yeah. That's fair.
At a 6 or so, I probably wouldn't say nothing.
I guess it'd be like storyteller discretion if he shifted back or not.
Yeah.
It's.
We'll say
I've
after a certain amount of time, it will start.
Fair.
So, probably beat the crap out of it for a while. It's like all gross and stuff.
Dripping off your hands.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play up why it would give me a stain.
Yeah.
I'm not wiping it off. It's
No, you're just kind of flicking. Just flick it all over the place.
It's staying there.
So anyway, we're going to rewind back for a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So Alexander and Maeve, when you woke up for the evening, I'll need your rouse checks to see if you get hungry.
Yeah. It looks like I do get hungry. Okay.
And what is your hunger at?
3.
And Alexander?
Please hold as roll 20 is being nailed.
Please hold while your vampire is being reached.
So apparently, looking up this information about when they die in the game, they do shift back. Somebody said, yeah. Upon falling unconscious / dead, they revert back to their original breed form, man or wolf. So.
Wolf lupines, that's interesting.
Yeah, it depends on what they were born as.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I've never really thought about it.
Yeah, like werewolves, they have a rule that they're not allowed. That basically the only way they can mate to make more werewolves is either with a human or with whatever their animal half is. So,
I'll say
I guess.
Teddy.
All right, so Alexander's not getting any hungry, but what is Alexander's hunger at the moment?
Why did that close on me? Why? Hunger's at 2.
Okay, so he's not too bad off.
Nah, he's alright.
Well, either one of you want to hunt early in the evening.
Yes, because 3 hunger will need to hunt.
Okay. Alexander?
I'm good, Captain. Appreciate it.
Alright. Alright, how is Maeve going to proceed with her hunt tonight?
Does she want to eat from somebody partaking or somebody selling? And I don't have my dice to roll for that. Let's see.
You got roll 20.
Somebody
I mean, I can flip a coin.
Duba put my dice away since we're moving in a few weeks. Let's do somebody partaking. Somebody
Like, I got my
preferably
dice.
almost passed out in an alleyway. Not really gonna put up much of a fight.
Alright, well, it's early in the
Yeah.
evening, so you don't have a whole lot of, let me see here. It's not like you just hit a club and find somebody quite this
Yeah.
early.
It's like the middle of the week, too, I think. It was January 30th.
Yes, for those keeping up, it is currently Wednesday, January 30th.
Ooh.
Middle of the week. First day
Uh-huh.
WTF. So you never know.
Alright, let me find
There,
my...
there.
Ah, there we are. Alright, so let's see. This is a fairly healthy working class area for the most part. Assuming that you're staying in your domain and not poaching somewhere.
Yeah, no, not poaching. I mean, if she can't find anything, she'll wait till she gets close to her job. Since that isn't really strictly anybody's domain per se.
Listen, you are an alley cat.
Yep.
Which means you generally roll...
I do streetwise wits.
Alright, give me a roll on that.
Three successes. Only one green though.
I was checking.
Mhm.
Alright. Let's see, working in her healthy class neighborhood, you really needed 4.
Yeah. I could re-roll. Force a re-roll.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to sack a willpower.
Yeah. I could only re-roll one dice though. Or both dice.
Yeah.
No. One dice.
Yep.
That's
but
4
that got it,
successes
though.
right there. Huh? You got it.
So yeah, you're probably around a couple of spots that you know, behind some shops, kind of, in back alleys. You managed to find a fellow he's not completely passed out, but he's already kind of out of it.
Mhm.
A couple quick glances around. There's nobody there. How much are you gonna take from him?
It's a slate too.
Okay. You don't want to get rid of that last one?
No. It's not like she needs to right now, so.
While that is going on, give me an awareness. Let's see here. Awareness is, I believe, the skill.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it'd be wits. Give me an awareness wits.
2 successes. Because 2 dice. I can't do better than that.
Wow. How,
Which is weird because I have 2 in awareness and 3 in wits. I should have had 5 dice.
that is weird.
Yeah, I have 2 in awareness, 3 in wits. Yeah, I should have 5 dice. Not 1 and 1.
It's like it only rolled the awareness.
Yeah, and I did but even if it only rolled the awareness, I should have had 2 dice, not just 1.
You had 2 dice. That's exactly how many you had. 1 normal and 1 hunger.
But I had 2 points in awareness and 1 in hunger.
Hunger does not add to the dice pool. It replaces your regular dice.
But then it didn't do my 3 wits.
Yes, it did not do your 3 wits. That I am checking your sheet out and trying to figure out why.
Let me see if I can do it again. No modifiers. There we go. Much better. 5 this time and rolled them all.
Okay.
That was weird. That was weird.
I think it's done that a couple times.
Yeah, it just
And we were
glitches.
doing humanity rolls or something just for shits and giggles. It did
It's
that.
probably just glitching, not a big deal.
So, 4 successes.
Okay.
Oh, technically 5 successes if you want to count the other one originally that I got.
Well, no, the second time it rolled the proper number of dice, so
Dice.
We'll just go with that one.
Okay.
You notice one of the, a lot of times, this time you try to hunt down somebody that was already kind of incapacitated. A lot of times here lately though, you've been jumping drug dealers. Going by one of the usual spots, you had seen a dealer, but he had several customers around, so it was not an opportune moment to try jumping him. But you did notice he also had an armed buddy with him. Wasn't interacting with the customer. He was kind of standing back, but his head was on a swivel. He had kind of a long jacket where he could easily conceal something. So they may be wising up to you. Or, they're knowing somebody's been jumping their guys.
Yeah.
You probably just mosey on to work after that.
Yeah.
Alexander, what would you be spending the early part of the evening
Oh,
doing?
and I cleaned the bite.
Oh, okay.
wound.
You lick the wound so it seals up. All right.
Yeah. Keep that nice and clean.
He will spend most of a part of his early evening going around checking for any information, anything new that's happened. Maybe happen to catch a little letter or anything like, oh hey, something's wrong with your coterie, kind of thing.
Okay.
If anything has been slightly delivered to his domain within the time.
So he's basically in his command center checking all the feeds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta keep a good old eye on Huntsville.
Give me a wits technology.
Sure thing. Where is it?
I see a green. Do we have 2 greens? No. Holy crap, look
No.
at that roll, though. 2 8s,
All
say, but-
successes.
All successes.
2 8s, 2 9s, and 10. Sweet goodness.
Woo!
High rollers.
That's probably the best I'm gonna roll tonight.
I feel that.
And it's just for the roleplay aspects.
Well,
Alright, so you're checking out the news. Rumor, scuttlebutt, all that kind of stuff. Things seem to be fairly quiet in your coterie itself. There's still some news about that burned gas station. You specifically notice that there is not a peep about anybody dying up in the north side. So clearly the Princess people managed to cover that up during the day real well. Looking into that address, let's see. Well, they wouldn't have it up for sale yet. So yeah, looking up that address, you know, nothing comes up. So looking up, I don't know if you ever caught Rich's last name, but you know, just going with the first name, you don't seem to find anything. As the night progresses, you begin getting reports of, or people are calling in and reporting, you know, either dogs running loose or you know, lots of howling going on in North Huntsville. Some people are calling it dogs, some people are calling it wolves.
Yeah, he would have perked up slightly at that, like kind of listening into that feed, like, I smell bullshittery at this point.
You know, you start hearing the police radio going back and forth. You get really caught up into it, and at some point, you know, a little later in the evening, you realize your cell phone's been over here and it's buzzed a few times, but you were focused. When you check it, y'all exchanged a few texts last week, didn't you?
At least 4 texts, then a missing call.
Yeah, probably at least like a missing call and like, hey, we're meeting up? Party tonight?
It's all, you know, trying to be subtle, but you pick up on, I think we were supposed to go talk to the prince, and I may have missed that, and then something about did you give them Did you give them any hints as to Oakwood?
I don't know if they did.
I think we stopped messaging we stopped texting after we said where we were going to the country club.
Yeah, the only text she
Because
sent.
we were all together.
Yeah, the only text she sent after that was right as they were going in, and they're like, "Oh shit, werewolf." Was she sent a message to Eddie of dogs, and gave the address.
Okay, that was the one. I knew there was something about dogs or something.
Send help. The address.
But that was to Eddie, not to. Okay.
Because she figures Eddie's probably dealing with a lot of the stuff in the north, so he's probably got some stuff up there.
Yeah. As he's been moving people down to your domain.
Yeah, like she's got like people just sleeping in her room. Just she's investing in a lot of light blocking curtainry and mini blinds and plywood.
Right before sunup, they just wrap themselves in one of those sun blocking curtains.
Yeah, she's probably got like one room, like just like, okay, it's shitty, but here's some sleeping bags. There's no sunlight. I'll block the door.
Hey, they make sleeping bags. I think
Like those cocoon
do they call them sun bags? No, you got some vampires. That's how they get around from town to town. They just ride around the motorcycle. Oh, sun's coming up. Hide in ditch somewhere. Zip. It's super secure.
That's totally fine.
Not all vampires have resources 2 or 3. But based on the wording of the message, you're pretty sure they were meeting at the country club up in the ledges. You can only hope you're not too late. Maeve, you are working at the club. Fairly slow night. Partway through your shift, you realize you had turned your phone off when you started hunting, because you only really have to have somebody text you or get a phone call right as you're about to pounce on somebody about once, before you're very careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
But so you turn that back on, you get the same emails that or same texts I should say, as Alexander.
at that point, she's gonna text. Party still? If not, location. Because she's not gonna just run out of her job. If there's still not a party.
I like to think they send a text as I'm about to like uppercut this werewolf.
Nobody,
in the back.
nobody hears their phone because there's shotguns going off in an enclosed space.
Yep.
Alexander, do you head to the ledges once you do get this text?
Yes, sir. He'll essentially like start gathering his things, like just start shuffling, like oh crap.
You manage to get to the ledges just after the prince and everybody has left. I say everybody. There's still people there who are able to fill you in on what has happened. Let's see. What kind of backgrounds does old Alexander have? Hang on, I'm trying to remember where stuff is on this sheet. There we are. Let's see. You don't really have anything as far as reputation in the city. You do run into a fellow, that when he hears who you're looking for, introduces himself as Mike. And tells you, tells you kind of where they ran off to. The fact that he as he was arriving, he heard the prince giving specific instructions to Dr. Samuel. To go check out this house on Oakwood. He'd be happy to give you a ride down there. Since you don't have a car.
He'd be very thankful. Though he would also probably try to text Maeve, and essentially the text would go as, "Party's still going, you coming?"
She gets the message a little later than you did see.
But yes, he would take the offer.
Okay. So you're driving down there, or riding down there, with this guy named Mike, he's just jabbering a mile a minute.
Oh, goody. A fast talker of the South. Well, that'd be interesting.
He's asking what it's like to work with the Tremere, and did you know about some of the weird stuff they did to Nosferatu back in the day?
He would probably respond kind of very quick responses, not really, worry too much about going into detail. Just answer like yes, no, yeah, probably.
It's part of where the gargoyles come from. It's why they're messed up all around here. He actually takes both hands off the wheel to make his gesture.
Yes, yes. We all suffer that glorious disfigurement. Gargoyles probably have it better off than some.
Yeah, the wings are probably nice, but I don't know. It's awful obvious.
Hey, again, with the right time and bit of magic, it's not hard to hide. Again, remember, most of them just need to stand still.
Yeah, you kind of nods his head. You know, it's just weird though. They did those experiments on the Zamisi, the Nos, the Gangrel, and then the doc is putting a group together that's got so many of those. You know that poacher you helped find. They say he's clanless, but he was doing that Zamitsi flesh crafting. So, I mean, you probably know the doc better than me. You know, if you think he's trustworthy, I'd be keeping an eye out.
And Dr. Samuel's given me no qualms yet, so no point in suspecting him to be, well, having any type of devilish plans yet, but...
Oh, well, you know.
The night is still young, who knows?
I like to catch the kind unaware, so I guess I just recognize an ambush predator when I see one.
Understandable. Understandable.
Sometime during the drive, you get that text from Maeve about, is the party still on?
And we're ready. Yes, a needy little child, a needy little child. Dun, 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 dun.
Does Alexander answer her? Everybody else is busy with the shoe steam. Not that Alexander knows that, but...
I mean, yeah, he would reply to her real quick, like, yeah, I'm on my way. Don't finish up too soon.
Well, Maeve is asking if the party is still on and where it's at.
Oh.
You know.
Yeah, hey, he like texts her like, oh yeah, it's over here. You know, I'm almost there, so we'll see if everything's still going.
So you eventually pull up. Had Blackjack walked outside?
Yes, he did.
So yeah, you're driving down this road. Mike's driving slow. Y'all looking at houses. And then as you're passing one, you see Blackjack's truck and Blackjack, standing in the yard.
No, truck's up at the gas station.
Oh, that's right. Y'all had moved it. You see Blackjack out in the driveway.
He's just blood all over his knuckles. There's a good gash mark going down this way.
There's a huge gash. I mean, it's. Imagine a hand about this wide, and it just raked down his entire body, all clawed.
At that point, he'd look at Mike and be like, "Go ahead and stop. I'll help you."
He pulls into the driveway. So Blackjack, you see car lights whip around as somebody pulls in.
Would they hit the inside too?
Yeah, you do, enough that y'all be able to tell there was somebody there.
I mean, there's no door, so.
Yeah, there's no
The
door.
door is very missing.
It's not missing. It's just in like a million pieces inside. It's firewood at this point.
The second the vehicle stops, like Blackjack would see a pretty much a black blur just come out in the middle, like in front of him, almost like intensive, like trying to check him, like, are you okay? Sorry, didn't mean to scare. I know I'm, a little ugly in the face, and I can scare anybody that I come up quick to. So my apologies.
It's not that.
Behind him, y'all hear a slight zzz, and Mike leans out the car. Hey, BJ, what happened to you?
Oh God, it's one of the Brat Pack, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mike,
The
the
fucking
Malkavian.
Brat Pack.
Yep.
I activate Daunt, and I look at him.
Let's see. What is it that Daunt does?
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't really do anything unless you have me roll for against Kindred. but he knows I'm pissed. If there's kind around, they would be like, "Oh, I don't want to mess with that guy." Just go and like ignore me.
It's just a
Which
mild
I'm
aura
probably
of
gonna-
menace sort of thing.
Yes. So if I do intimidation rolls, I add my presence die to it.
Okay.
But I'm not doing that right now. I'm just gonna look at him wordlessly.
He just keeps smiling at you. I thought you guys were supposed to be able to fight.
Can I hear from inside the house?
Mike's probably
is this
talking loud
audible?
enough for you to hear. Yeah.
Okay. Samuel was like, "Well, Mike, I'd like for you to come in the house and say that again. But can someone bring Blackjack back in here? We need to get him cleaned up and moved so he's not obvious."
Come on, Sam. We'll let's get back inside.
What about like Joe from around the corner pointing at dude?
Oh yes, you would marching around like to the next room or whatever.
Yeah.
Is the dude like there with Joe right now? She looks back out.
He's just shaking, and you flip the light on. You're in this room. There's tables around or whatever. They're
Yeah.
covered in bags of powder and pill bottles and all sorts of stuff. And he's just sitting there.
Drugs.
Of course, it's drugs. It's one of two things in World of Darkness. It's drugs or it's actual vampires.
I was hoping it was like a totem of some kind.
We're all like, come on, shiny, powerful thing. Nope.
Yeah.
It's a grand clay
Very-
that burns vampires
very-
with a touch.
Very lowly, Blackjack says to Alexander, "Lift that body first." Not just like nod inside.
I happily do so, but Samuel wants you inside too. So
I understand that. I can't look at that again.
understood. I'll assist with that first. And he just quickly makes his way in. Just
Mike has gotten out of the car and is following you in because he's been invited.
This party just continues to expand.
Yeah. Mike comes
No, it
in, sees a
doesn't.
dead werewolf on the floor.
Probably Jolene from around the corner. Like,
And then he sees a dead man. Doesn't know if it's a werewolf or not.
I thought we rolled that it would eventually transform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we decided it probably takes a little while for that trigger to start. But,
Mhm.
Okay.
so it's probably getting smaller now, but still, it's clearly a werewolf.
It's very furred still.
If Alexander walks into that, he's just going to like cock his head, and just be like,
See Samuel on there and literally like Kevlar body armor, a large coat, and shotgun.
Trench coat ninja.
Jolene just with a pistol and panic.
Yeah.
Blackjack just thieves.
Mike just looks at, ooh, nice Blade cosplay. And then he just walks up and he's just looking at the werewolf body.
Well, it works. Alexander, is Blackjack coming in? Yes or no?
First, we need to do something about the body. He doesn't want to come back in and see it.
Oh, well, yes, I fully intend to make use of his truck and bring it back so I can experiment on the corpse.
Oh,
Joe from around the corner. I can go get the truck.
Go get the truck
Go
then.
around.
She's gone.
Perfectly fine.
I've started walking towards the backyard.
As he just looks back at Alexander's like, werewolf blood is an incredibly potent reagent.
I'm very well aware and a little bit studied, so therefore I'm not surprised that you want some, sir, but... Oh, God, this was unexpected.
Spoils of war, as it were. He looks right at Mike. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, with what? And when you look over at him, he's been down, he's like dabbing his finger in one of the werewolf's wounds.
it's like,
I think he has to make a roll for that. Because werewolf blood can induce frenzy in a vampire.
I think you have to drink, I think it's probably more
Yeah, you
than
have to drink a certain amount, actually, yeah.
He's not
Maybe.
feeding, it's literally just kind of a...
Fair.
But, ooh,
tasty.
how's this taste? Yeah, a hint of grape.
Kind of game.
Yeah.
Raspberry.
Interesting.
Wow, the snozberries taste like snozberries.
Good grief.
Yes, I've made everybody shake their heads. I've accomplished something tonight.
Yeah, it's you.
I always shake my head at you though.
Well, yeah, you're married to him.
As safe to say this is a daily occurrence. I'm
It's
used
not
to this
special
by
when you do
now.
it.
Yeah.
He needs everybody else to do it.
I see how it is. That's special for.
You're starting to hear some sirens in the distance.
Is this when the two Nos show up?
Screeching.
Well, they had shown up before. They're still standing in the
Okay.
room, basically going, "All right, Doc, how
Right.
you want to handle this?"
Screeching
Right,
up to the driveway. Car probably, or truck still running probably.
Alexander, you get the body, and he's gonna look for a large, like, tarp or something, or not tarp. Well, maybe a tarp. No.
Rug. Something.
Rug. Yes.
Rug, tarp, canvas, is something to wrap it
Something
in.
big enough to hold it,
Uh,
and not spread blood everywhere.
A comforter.
There's a decent sized rug in the living room.
Right.
It really holds the
Alexander.
room together.
Right. Alexander, rug, rat body, trunk,
Yes,
Very Italian mafia of you.
and
Well,
I was
that's going-
I was alive when they were still getting started. Don't start. Blackjack probably has a tarp back there. We need that's covered up as well, just in case. You two. He'll look at the Nos. It's like, I need one of you to find me a large, very large knife, probably a butcher's knife.
One of them runs off to the kitchen.
While they're doing that, Jolene's gonna try and find Blackjack to try and like maneuver him to the truck to get out of here, since he's going to be the most obvious, being pretty
All
much.
right, you step
carrying
out, you
blood.
don't see Blackjack. You said you had moved to the backyard, right? All right, so you step out the front door, you don't see him.
Oh yeah, she's gonna like circle the house. Blackjack,
Okay.
What?
It's like, Tyler,
got
where
it.
are you?
we gotta go.
You always gotta go.
When she rounds the corner, Blackjack, you see that Mike has followed behind her.
She turns and looks at Mike.
What
Are
the
you
fuck
helping
is
for
he doing?
anything at all?
What the?
Yeah, I was gonna
You
help
didn't
calm.
help with any of this. No.
I
You're gonna go.
I brought your nos, buddy.
Well, that's fantastic. You're gonna go.
All right, fine.
Back in your
Man, you
car
made a mess of
and
that
go
guy,
do
BJ.
whatever.
You splattered him
I
all over the
snapped.
place.
Go.
I snapped most of his rib cage in one hit. Imagine what I could do to a vamp.
Well, right now,
Mike,
you might want to rest up. He's slowly backpedaling while he's, I'm leaving. Are all thin bloods this bossy? No wonder the world's going to end because of you.
I love how Jason is essentially just channeling me when I play a Malkavian. This is literally the stuff I pull all the
But,
time.
I put a hand back towards Jolene. It's like it's blood filled, but I put a hand back.
yeah, you're gonna.
Be sure to clean under your
Yeah.
nails when you wash that off.
Swear to God, I ain't never killed no one, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, I just did.
I mean, I've probably. Okay. Let's just get you to the truck. Come on, get you some waffles or something.
Don't make a promise you can't keep.
Waffles that he may or may not be able to hold down after this.
We'll see.
This is her just like trying to like move people. Like, come on, customer service voice. Let's go, sweetie.
Yeah, basically.
It hurts both of our souls.
Just like move.
And
I'm
he'll
driving.
eventually
Get in the truck.
Acquiesce.
Come
So the nos that ran off to the kitchen does come back with a decent sized butcher knife.
He'll compare it to the wounds on the dead kind.
Well, you're
Is
never
it
going to be able to fool.
equivalent size, or somewhat equivalent.
Pretty close, actually. Pretty close, because butcher knives are like that.
Okay.
Like I mentioned when you brought this up before stream,
Mhm.
you're not going to be able to do a good enough job of disguising the wounds that you would fool an actual mortician
Of course not.
or
Yeah.
anybody. But as far as the officers that show up, assuming the you are removing the werewolf body,
Mhm.
so you should be able to do it well enough that they'll accept it. And
Yeah.
of course, you're quite certain that the prince or Lady Deschler or somebody higher up has got
Yeah.
contacts to to handle the
Yeah.
coroner's office.
And that's his goal, is to fool the first responders. At least to give the prince and them enough time to spin it.
So what I want you to do is give me a medicine
Intelligence?
manipulation.
Medicine manipulation. Okay.
This isn't a pure intelligence thing, though the skill would come into it. This is really how people
Okay.
going to perceive this kind of thing.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Okay. So medicine and manipulation. Five successes.
How many greens? How many greens?
One.
Just one.
Just one. Yes, the one. I checked when I saw the green pop up. It's just the one.
Because that could be really nice here. It's like,
Start making it worse.
Yeah. Start going all saw on the body. Just.
The crime of extreme passion.
Yeah.
how extreme? Well, apparently the butcher knife severed a rib and then the spine. So,
Yeah.
humans aren't that
Good
strong.
steel.
It's weird.
That's some damn good
Yeah.
steel.
Yeah, some damn good
So
stuff.
yes, you go to kind of hacking. Both the Nos are just kind of looking at you. Doc, pretty sure he's dead.
Yes, I'm well aware of that. However, the wounds before this looked very much like a large animal that doesn't exist.
One of the Nos is a little slow to catch on. The other guy almost immediately, oh, that's good thinking.
Right.
And then they continue rolling the werewolf up in the rug.
At the very least, first responder, it'll be able to fool first responders, I'm fairly confident in. And I'm sure the prince and the rest of the council will have somebody on staff somewhere to be able to hide the evidence after the fact.
Oh yeah, the sheriff's got the. I mean, the prince of course has those contacts, but yeah, the sheriff handles that sort of thing too.
Of course. Now, there's no way of telling how many of the police have responded, at least the kind, considering there was a rather significant amount of gunfire.
Yeah, but there's gunfire all in the north too, so hopefully
Yes.
hopefully they're stretched a little thin.
That is my hope. However, if they are not, and there's a decent-sized force, I'm going to need you two to lead them on a merry chase. At least to thin out the herd.
You see the two of them look at each other when one of them rolls his eyes like, yeah, okay. You know, they've got the rug. Each of them got the rug on one shoulder, and they hold out their hands and throw chops. The loser goes,
I will... What are your names?
one of them is named Robert, and the other one is named Brian.
Okay, Robert, Brian, I'll add in the rest of that later. Comes to this and you do this, I will put in a good word with Grandmother Dorcas for you. And explain how you did an excellent job.
Okay, and they nod their head, okay.
And if you manage not to get them all, then I should be able to deal with the rest. I just need at least a majority not coming here. This needs to look like a crime of passion. A burglary gone wrong, as it were.
One of them's like, oh, let me have the knife then. I know just what I'll do. And you notice the guy is gloved.
Yeah, and he's got the armored gloves on too, but yeah.
But they carry the rug out. They toss it in Blackjack's truck. It seems pretty reasonable that a vampire would keep a tarp in their truck, so they put a tarp over it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Blackjack, especially agriculture, to make sure the truck doesn't get any jacked up. But also, Blackjack's he feels like the pressure of like they drop it in, and you know how the shakes a little bit. He's doing his best not to look back right now.
Is he in the driver's seat or the passenger seat?
He's in the passenger seat.
Jolene, you notice, the Nos drop it off and cover it. You notice one of the Nos is holding this bloody butcher knife.
Oh, that smells of Samuel. Okay.
This has got Samuel written all over it.
If you say that out loud, the guy's like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's just kind."
No, this. Never mind. Samuel.
Yep.
Where
You
do you want me
better
to
go.
take this?
It better go now.
My garage is empty. You know how to get in.
There's a gate there that people.
I'll yell out loud. Phone it ahead.
Yeah, just send
Done.
me in. Thank you. Gone.
You pull out.
Driving casually.
This is the Nos with the knife crouches down close to the road like he's just waiting on the cops to show up. The other one comes back inside. Is there anything else we need to do in here, Doc? Where's the survivor? We had a survivor, didn't we?
Yes, he's in the other room. I was about to take his mind, as it were, and figure out what they were hiding. I was doing a little bit of spying before this battle started.
I'd be quick. Those sirens are getting closer.
That's the plan. He's gonna go find him.
He's standing in that room. You see all the drug paraphernalia. Some of it. Well, it depends on how much you look at it, I guess.
Yeah. He just quick look, and he'll just.
Yeah.
Dominate. What were you hiding here?
The drugs.
Anything else?
Some guns, I guess.
He'll shrug and he'll look back to the Nos. Done. Although, why would one of the Lupine go this deep to attack one house?
For nothing other than drugs, she says, driving away.
The Nos is like, I don't know. Is there a dog version of cat or a wolf version of catnip?
Well, no, not that I know of. Never mind.
I'm a surgeon, not a vet.
Alexander, is there a werewolf version of catnip?
That's a good
Skills,
question.
go!
Let's leave.
You ain't gonna do me twice.
Yeah.
Y'all quickly
No.
vacate, to the neighbor's yard and on down.
Mm.
4 or 5.
Yeah, he'll give the Nos a ride where he needs to go, or where he wants to get dropped off.
Alexander.
Actually, once you get in the yard, or once y'all get over to the neighbor's yard, the Nos takes up a position like he's gonna, I'm gonna keep an eye on the situation. Don't worry, they
Right.
won't see me. And he's fading
Absolutely.
from view even as you turn around and keep going.
Yep. Alexander,
Aye, sir.
let's go.
Yes.
And Mike has pulled out and driven off at this point. So.
Yeah.
Good. Shoot. Get.
Did Maeve make it?
She had been given the
Last minute
location.
butcher cops.
Did you try to leave work, Maeve, or
She was gonna call it an early nights ahead there, yeah.
Drives by, sees like all the cops.
And just keeps on driving.
Yeah. No, so,
Shit!
he'll
What
look at
the fuck
Alexander,
happened
like,
here?
He'll like, let Maeve know not to worry. Just
Yes, sir.
party's over, I guess.
On the drive to the hills, I guess.
the ledges?
The ledges, sorry, yeah. When I asked you, what you fight for, I mean, I suppose I answered the question myself.
Usually how most questions go.
Well, I was asking you. I wasn't asking myself. I know what I fight for.
Yeah.
I fight to mainly to protect my farm, but along with the farm, protect the coterie.
Well, you sure as shit did that tonight. God, you okay? I mean, obviously you are not okay. I'm throwing that out there, but I mean, you okay?
I felt something inside me kind of give up a little bit of that, my tether, as it were.
Yeah. Something similar, kind of last week. Trying to sneak through your own neighborhood that you grew up in, covered in deer blood, it it ain't good for the soul.
My fight or flight is, as you know, perpetually stuck at fight.
Yeah, I think the needle's just nailed there.
Yeah, he chuckles a little bit. Yeah, but I try to temper that with um protecting my farm and protecting my coterie, but something else just said this person doesn't deserve to live, even as he's slowly shrinking from being a lupine. Still have all of the guts or whatever on me.
I mean, everyone likes to remind me I am no longer a human. I am the thing that starts going bump in the night. The guy you killed wasn't a human. I mean, at that point, it was survive. So,
Is
you
that what we?
did. We survived.
Is that what we do to justify it to ourselves?
Do whatever we gotta do to justify it to ourselves at some points. I mean, if we saved someone tonight, that guy back there is still alive. I mean, he's probably gonna have some serious issues after seeing all that, but he's alive.
I mean, therapy or the dominate discipline might work out in that regard.
I really don't think he knew what the hell was going on. He thought that was a big old dog.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
He was not wrong. Maybe he should just keep thinking it's a big dog.
I just keep thinking back to that first punch. The every rib going up my fist. Felt it snap, snap, snap,
Well,
snap.
maybe you should stop thinking about that.
I can't.
Stick your head out the window.
I'm not a dog.
I don't give a damn. Stick your head out the window. Enjoy the breeze. Enjoy the smells of a nice summer night. We may be dead, but there's still things that can be enjoyed. A nice summer night, that works.
Eventually, well, his is old, so he's like, it's the crank.
Cranking down the window, it's stuck halfway.
Yeah.
He has to like push it on it a little bit to make it go down.
I
There's a
have
big
windows
bloody
like that.
handprint.
Oh
Yeah.
God, yes, I know those so much.
Stick your head out the window. We'll get this all back to Samuel's. Or wherever. I'll check my phone in a second, figure out where the hell we're taking this. And I'm assuming we're all going to be meeting up again. We'll figure this out.
Do I have
Survive.
do I have a backseat?
Probably not.
Okay.
Sure, truck.
Truck.
You
I'm
have a backseat?
I'm trying to I'm not speaking it out loud to like the storyteller. I'm trying to remember my grandpa's truck, which is what I base this truck on.
I
And
was
I
fixing
remember
to
it just
say,
being a two-seater with a big
Like
bed.
a bench seat in the back.
Uh-huh.
uh,
Oh no,
okay.
it's not even a bench seat. It's just the console.
Oh,
I was fixing to say, if it was like my dad's old F-150, like a good old like manual, it was really like the big old bench seat. There was no back or
Yes.
nothing. It was literally
Yeah.
it folded. That was the back. That was it.
No,
Whatever
there
you
was
could cram
there was
back there was
nothing.
it.
There was nothing. It was just the front seats and then the bed and the bed truck bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could flip it, and like if you had stuff that was thin, yeah, you could stuff it back there. But pretty much it was just the bench seat. That's all you got.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could stick like a book back there, like a map atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So
Sorry,
anyway,
didn't mean to go off
Maeve.
on that tangent.
Let's see. Maeve's got a car, correct?
Yes.
So you're turning on Oakwood. As you turn on, you see the police are out ahead of you. Now there's side streets you can duck down, rather than necessarily follow. But what you see is, they're slowing down, like they're looking for the specific house, and suddenly you see a figure in a hoodie and a mask run out into the street, look startled, drop something that catches it's catching the light in the street, and then bolts across the street. The cops pull into the nearest driveway, jump out, and start chasing after him.
Run, you deformed bastard!
She's
Oh,
gonna
Robert and/or Brian.
she's gonna pull out her phone and be like, "What the hell is going on?"
Alexander responds, "Unfortunately, someone called the police on us for being too loud. LOL. Guess it's fun times over." I mean, it
works. Yeah, it does. Absolutely works.
And it's inconspicuous because there are people that I'm sure have had to deal with that before. That look.
As you drive forward, maybe if you glance out the window as you creep by, you'll see the thing he drops, a big bloody butcher knife. And then over to the other side, you see a house with the lights on and the front door smashed in.
Must have been a very rowdy party for the front door to be missing.
Alexander responds, "Totally."
While driving, is this party picking up anywhere else this evening?
Looks over at Samuel. How do you want me to respond?
Say Site B.
Darth Generico in the chat said, "Kindred paying a noise ordinance fine would be new to me."
Yeah.
I mean, they are in the South.
Yeah.
Looks at her phone. I'm really hoping Site B is Samuel's.
But Samuel will call the gate, say that got some people coming in ahead of him. Go ahead and let them through.
Oh, certainly, sir. What were they driving?
It's that old beat up truck, you know.
Oh, okay.
As I slip into another character, I need to stop doing that.
You're crossing the streams.
I literally am crossing the streams. Actually, that was Monday's stream, boys.
Look, to be fair, I think I've done like 3 different voices within the span of one scene, so you good.
Yeah.
Tino Mite.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no problems meeting back up, at Samuel's residence.
She would park it in the garage, close the garage.
2-car garage, so easily done. But yeah.
She ain't leaving it at the curb. She would offer to let Blackjack out before she went in the garage because she doubts he wants to be in the garage with that.
Yep.
I think you're muted, Deka.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. He goes in. He goes in and looks for like one of the lower rooms that I assume Samuel has to where he goes to sleep.
He's never shown you the chamber he actually sleeps in.
I've slept over at his place.
On the
We all
couch
have
or...
slumber party.
Yeah.
Or
Or
one
on
of
the
the
couch.
random rooms he
I will-
has.
Yeah.
A
He didn't let
darkened
you roll
room
anywhere
is what I'm
near-
looking for.
Yeah, it'll be a darkened room, but he never let you anywhere near his sleeping chambers.
Oh, no,
and
no.
None of you know where it's at.
I just assume he has like a guest chamber or something.
Yeah, you know where the guest room is, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go there and just fucking crash.
Before that, he'll send a text first and it's like, partied a little too hard, get clean. He would have sent that probably about the time like you all got to his house because you
Okay,
know
that's fair.
security cameras. But
Yeah.
I'm also not sure that vampires can sleep prior to the sun rising. I don't know. Barring, you know,
Not even
torpor.
under extreme duress.
eh.
I don't know. It's up in the air.
Just lay there and pretend to be
I'll
unconscious.
just then if not sleep, then I would just kind of like lay there and just like look up
Contemplate
at
what
the-
you've done.
and we'll get to
Contemplate
that
life
later.
or unlife.
Yes.
All right. So eventually, everybody meets up at Samuel's.
Prep for a remorse roll.
Can we get advantage on this remorseful?
Advantage
Very
on the
remorseful.
remorse roll because I had a conversation with my thin blood friend.
Just like no. I love it.
I was paying attention to that conversation.
Yeah.
That could have helped you or hurt you, depending on how you took it.
Uh-huh.
All right. So everybody meets back up. The coterie is finally back together.
Yep. Samuel's still in his basically soldier attire, as he just rug body takes it away.
Where do you put it?
What? Laboratory.
Oh, that's right. You do have one of those in your haven.
Mhm.
Descending the stair, there's like plasma balls.
Hidden laboratory. Yep.
You
It's
unroll the rug in the laboratory.
Yep.
The body is much smaller now. Still a little bigger than a normal dude.
Mm-hmm.
Not so big that at a distance it would be obviously inhuman. And the
Yeah.
shape is much more human. The legs look much more human. But it's still got some fur. It's still It doesn't have the weaponized claws, but the fingernails are still more clawish than typical fingernails.
He is going to take as many blood samples as he can from the areas that look like they're still mostly werewolfy,
Okay.
and store them. No, label and store for experimentation at a later date.
Got the little cooler with the blood sample.
Basically,
vials
yeah. Yep, his house is a normal house until you get through secret door number 1. Then you find the laboratory, which has more secret doors with his samples, and then another secret door to the bunker.
And 5 more secret doors later, his
Where he
bedroom.
sleeps. Yeah. He has had a long time to get this built.
And it's Huntsville. You had a lot of places built with bomb shelters back in the day, so.
Absolutely, yeah. So he just basically built up from that. But yeah, so once that's done, he'll sort of store the body for later. He'll cut up the carpet into strips. Try to clean the excess blood off, like in the sink down there, so it doesn't drip. And then he'll take it up to the large fireplace and feed the rug to the fire.
That's gonna smell horrible.
It is.
It'll work.
Jolene with the only one left with like sense of smell, just like oh
Vampires can smell when they remember to breathe.
Yep.
yeah.
Though most of y'all are at a level, y'all still kind of do that automatically, I think.
Samuel just went, I need to start breathing for this.
She'll forget she can do that. She's like,
What?
it smells like burning bloody rug
Well, yes.
and wet dog somehow. I don't even know.
And I'll
Blood is wet.
be getting the smell out before night's end. I just need to dispose of the evidence.
And later invest in an incinerator.
Him doing this, he's sitting there thinking, I need to get an incinerator in my lab.
I need a kiln.
Actually, that's a good question. Would he have a? He probably would have a kiln in his lab, wouldn't he? I hadn't thought about the makeup of the lab much, other than he has one.
Would a kiln be able to get hot enough to burn it, though? Like, as effectively as, like, a fire. Just vampire things.
Yeah, basically.
Like, a kiln's a lot easier to explain than an incinerator.
That's true.
Oh, I just took a pottery.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to, like, burn body parts and/or pieces.
Well, he has the body stored away, so he'll deal with it later. He just needs to get rid of the rug first.
So does he have like a one of those casket-style deep freezes that he just drops the body into, or?
No, it's more of one of those like big walk-in freezer things with like shelves and all that.
Like a random side of beef.
Yeah.
I'm picturing one of the small ones like our deli at work has. Shelves along the side and enough room in the middle that you could definitely roll a cart with a body in there, but it's going to be pretty full at that point.
Yep. I said he'll deal with it another night. But yeah.
Just the occasional meat hook just hanging in the way.
Really just for the ambiance, though.
Yeah.
Just dry ice open in the corner just to add that little bit of a fog.
So that way when you open the door, it comes rolling out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the guy wears a cape. He's all about theatrics.
Just vampire things.
Yeah, hashtag
You know what? Yeah, that's
vampire
going to be canon. He does that.
Samuel does everything for the.
Yeah, I'm making that canon. He does that.
Anytime he walks up to double doors, he has to open both of them as he walks through.
Yeah. Just. But anyway, rug is burned.
Alright, so rug is burned, samples are taken, body is stored.
Absolutely.
Blackjack has retreated to the guest room and is laying on the bed, staring at the ceiling in the dark. Did he wash up?
You're muted again.
Yes, he would have washed up. Yes, I know.
Man, I was really wanting to get blood all over this. I was really waiting for him and Jolene to have like the big hug, so she could have another outfit ruined by blood.
She's probably ruined most of her outfits with blood. She just does a lot of thrift shopping.
I
She'll
mean,
look
We're a lot of
It would
reds
be
and
those
browns, so it
complicated.
blends in.
a lot of black. She's just learning. She's like, yeah, let's just accept this edgelordness, I guess.
Why do you think Samuel wears mostly black?
Black and capes.
Mhm.
Always wrap a body in a cape, I guess. That's the lesson for the night.
Wrap a body in a cape or easily dispose of the cape if it catches blood.
Yeah. So, if she doesn't get asked anything else, like, she'll probably go check up on Blackjack after a while, because, like, he was fucked up.
He's still
Only in
fucked
the
up.
head. Oh, wait, no. Physically, too.
Wrong
Fitty,
character.
fitty, fitty, fitty.
Wrong character.
Oh.
Like, I'd say, if I was to possibly need some of that werewolf blood to when we got more time, and we aren't hunting werewolves, and there's, like, nothing super pressing, I need to ask you questions.
On?
I really don't feel comfortable going around finding other Thin Bloods and asking them about Thin Blood alchemy just to report it back to the prince. So I'm gonna take my C plus in high school chemistry and try and figure it out?
Well, it could certainly work. You're more intelligent than you give yourself credit for.
It's mostly getting by with charm, but I appreciate the compliment.
Well, I certainly have a rather impressive repertoire of scholastic knowledge, on the occult or otherwise.
You do like to use a lot of words for saying you're smart. I don't know if it's something I'll be able to figure out on my own or I'll have to find somebody, but I might ask for some of that. I'm sure you probably took samples, because that sounds something particularly creepy that you would do. Maybe not creepy.
No.
Practical?
Tremere's
No,
very
it is creepy.
Yes, practical. The
Practical
blood of a
and-
werewolf is an incredibly potent reagent for blood sorcery. It's rare to come by, and if acquired, jealously guarded.
Well, I guess I'll have to do some favors then.
I guess you will.
I'm gonna go make sure there's not someone re-dying in your guest room.
Right. If you want my advice,
Always.
the prince is going to ask you about the alchemy eventually. He did give
Yeah.
you the task, and as disrespectful as it might be to say, our prince is a little bit like a dog with a bone when he gets his attention on something. What I would do is learn what you can, even if you have to ask another thin blood for help. Learn what you can, and then don't be obvious about filtering the knowledge you report.
I mean, no disrespect, but I doubt your folks would be giving up all their secrets just because the prince said jump.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So, I mean,
It'll be a thin line,
yep.
but that is a line we have to walk every day.
Ain't we learning that?
So,
How quickly do we need to tell the prince that we got a dead werewolf, or is that something we're gonna leave for tomorrow? What time of night is it?
that's true. What time of night
Oh,
is
it's
it?
probably only like 2 or 3.
2 or 3, okay. That will depend, if their portion of the battle is concluded or not.
Fair. She's like checking her phone to see if Eddie has texted her back from where she sent dogs in the address.
That being said,
You have gotten a text back that there's nobody. They don't have any. None of their people are in that area.
Okay. She'll say, never mind, took care of the dog problem.
Really, I still hear barking.
We took care of one of the dogs.
Ah,
We got it secured. We're gonna contact animal control in the morning.
sounds good. Don't think any of us got bit.
he sort of looks over. Well, I'm not sure why that's much of a concern, as they don't transfer lycanthropy via bite.
Yeah, but they got big ass teeth and jaws.
Well, yes, they are the great enemy for a reason. You and Blackjack are fortunate.
Ain't re-dead. I think
No,
you should include yourself in that.
not in this case.
Why, you didn't get killed either, so... Well, re-killed.
A Lupine, they have incredibly good senses. I'm not sure what it is that they're after, what it is they fight so zealously. But us kindred, once the thread of our humanity weakens enough.
Let me interrupt.
Yeah.
Do you have werewolf lore?
He has some.
Because you're getting
Well,
into
actually, no, that's true.
specific knowledge that vampires
that's
do
true.
not know much about Lupine. Even the gangrel do not know much about Lupines, really.
Okay, so I'll keep it general then. Yeah, because he wouldn't know specifics. I think he just has 2 points in occult and a general library. Let me double check. This is the point where the keen mind of the player starts interfering sometimes.
That's why I went ahead and butted in. Because without the actual I think it's a lore, maybe a lore sheet that.
No, it's a library thing, I think, or a occult specialization.
Yeah, maybe it's a specialization. But you know, that's
Right.
getting specific to the point. You'd have to have a pretty high rating in it.
Right. Yeah. So, dial back generals. They seem to be able to sense kindred sometimes.
Well, then we got really fucking lucky tonight.
Yes, we did.
I'll get with you on the thin blood stuff and the alchemy, because I sure shit know I don't got most of the stuff that's needed to do it.
Yes.
Because from what I hear, it needs a lot of blood aside from my own.
Well, our life is all about the blood.
Yeah, but typically I don't go keeping people's blood in my fridge.
Well, if you're gonna, you might have to get started on that then.
Probably. I guess I'll figure that out.
If it comes down to it.
Yeah, if it comes. Yeah.
Do remember, myself and by extension you likely have several favors that you can call on your fellow thin blood compatriots by allowing them refuge.
I mean, fair, but
That is the currency of our world. Blood and favor.
I mean,
You
what's
might
the going rate of favor for, like, hey, can you go out and get me a gallon of blood?
Will depend on what kind.
Fair. Yeah. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it off. Yeah, I liked it better when I was alive and stuff was boring. I'm gonna go make sure. Yeah. And she just walks off.
Yeah, and before she does, he'll tap her on the shoulder as she turns around.
What? Oh, your gun. Here, yeah.
Well, that too. I chose you for a reason, Jolene. Out of all the thin bloods I have met, I chose you for a reason because I saw something in you that made you greater than them.
That's a little insulting to other thin bloods.
Yes, perhaps.
I expect nothing less of you.
But how many thin bloods other than you have managed to garner favor from the prince?
Right place, right time.
Precisely.
That's not making me feel any better about being chosen. Keeps walking.
All right, what has Maeve and Alexander been doing in Samuel's house?
Maeve is going to just look at them and be like, so, what the fuck happened?
While walking out, fucking werewolves.
And why did nobody come and get me?
Shrugging and walking and around the corner and out of the scene.
Well,
Because everybody knows where I work.
Yes. However, the event in question happened spontaneously.
Huh.
And you do have
We
ticks.
did not have much time.
So which one of you guys? Assuming you two are okay, and I haven't seen Blackjack. How bad is he?
Well, he took a pretty severe wound.
Yeah, I mean,
He'll-
one of you guys had to. usually almost not all 3 would have came back unscathed. Even if just fighting 1.
We got lucky.
Yeah.
But
You did.
luck or not, the battle ended in our favor.
I assume that much because you're here.
Then what are you asking?
Just making sure you guys were okay and didn't go dying on me.
I'm already dead.
True death.
There we go.
You know what I meant. Stop
Well,
being
yes.
smartass.
I would not be me.
Uh-huh.
Nonetheless, we're fine. I believe Blackjack was fairly shaken by the encounter, but
Assuming he would be, because he is still new-ish to this life than us. Humanity's high.
Humanity's
More
high.
remorse. Feel more remorse than Maeve Wood killing.
Maybe
But
maybe
she's
he's been a little
Lupine.
sheltered up to this point.
she
Yeah.
might be making generalizations.
Yeah, generalizations. 'Cause
So I
she
don't
is
think he's told
older.
us how old he is.
I've
But-
mentioned the 70s like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but
So
like,
yeah, you're young.
yeah. So like,
Baby.
higher humanity than Maeve would feel killing a Lupine because has dealt with them before.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just killing the Lupine. That was fine. It was beating the shit out of him after.
He was mutilating the body.
Yeah.
But then again, Maeve wouldn't feel much remorse.
Correct.
It's a Lupine, life or death.
Mm,
Making sure they didn't come back.
nonetheless, the battle did end in our favor.
Were there any more that you can notice around?
It was just the one, as far as I knew. I'm more concerned with why a single Lupine pushed so deep into kindred territory outside from the rest of his pack.
I mean, he might have went by himself and the pack was around, or maybe the pack was hitting other houses.
Or possibly going rogue, yes?
I don't think this was the rogue one. I don't
Might
think
have been
this
the
was
one
the
that
lone
lived in
wolf.
the city.
I don't think so. I mean, he was living a good life. Why endanger that?
Well, people
Seems
do.
perhaps.
People do odd things when they are in danger, and you can never tell how fairly inclined a Lupine might be.
Were there other people in the house that was
2.
attacked?
Yes,
Are they
Uh,
alive?
one is. Although
What
he
did
was
they have?
he was sufficient, an exceptional amount of drug paraphernalia and firearms.
Not a reason why a Lupine would attack them.
That's what I was concerned about myself, but I don't think we had enough time to sit around and investigate.
I mean, we can always send Alexander. See what he could find.
He looks like he's about to say something. He pauses.
There's a knock at your door, Samuel.
That is a good point. One moment. We'll go over to the door. Yes?
It's one of the ghouls you've seen around in the Legends. You don't really know who he belongs to.
Alright, help open the door. May I help you?
Yes, sir. Prince Deschler wanted a casualty report for tonight's activities.
Of course. One wounded. The Lupine was dispatched.
Hmm.
And let's see, yes. One wounded, Lupine dispatched. One kind was killed, another driven into that odd state of madness that they seem to encounter around Lupine. And as far as I'm aware, a good enough job was made, at least for first responders, not to be able to spot a Masquerade breach.
Oh, very good. Who was it that was injured?
That would have been blackjack.
Okay.
Also, while you're here,
Yes, sir.
if you wouldn't mind passing on a message to Grandmother Dorcas for me.
Oh, absolutely. The Primogen is meeting, so.
Of course. If you wouldn't mind letting her know that the two Nosferatu on scene, Robert and Brian, were an exceptional help today, and I appreciate their assistance.
Oh, of course. They're deputies, I believe.
Yes.
But yes, I will certainly pass your message along, Doctor.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
Oh, no, sir. The prince was just checking to see how things had gone.
Of course. Yes, our foe was dealt with.
Oh, very good. And he gives a little kind of nod of the head, bow sort of thing, and heads on his way.
Nope, close the door. And then turn back around and was like, now, Maeve? Good idea. Alexander.
Yes, sir.
If you wouldn't mind, if we have enough time, return to that home if you can, and see what you can learn. If it looks
Anything
like...
particular you want me to look for first? Motives or just general information?
Honestly, yes. I don't believe... It could just be the scholar in me talking, but I don't believe a Lupine would just attack a random home so deep into kindred territory just for something like drugs, or just to kill the kind inside.
Well, yes, that makes more logical sense. I highly doubt they would either, but then again, they are a rather feral group of beings, so there's no telling. But yes, sir, I will happily dispatch myself to see if I can gather more information.
Only if you have the time. If necessary, you might have to see what you can learn tomorrow, but do the best you can to not be seen. Even if I know that is your specialty, but it bears mention.
Of course.
I don't know if...
Their house?
It was the two kinds' house that was attacked, yes.
No, but it was at their house.
We did not stop long enough to check, honestly. From what I could tell from listening in on them, they said that they were hiding from someone called the Boss, and that they didn't have what they needed to repay them. Or to pay them off.
Would Maeve know anything about the boss since she hunts drug dealers, mainly?
There's a few different gangs in Huntsville that handle that, and other kind of independent folks. You would have to know who they work for, and you mostly just kind of pounce on the low-level guys.
Okay.
You've never gone full Batman investigation mode to find out, who's playing what. Because when you
Alright,
get up to
maybe
the
if
higher
you
level
hurt-
guys, you could be interfering with with another kindred's flunkies.
Yeah.
Look, mate, I just go for the low levels because they're good feeding.
Well, and it's low levels that are in your domain, so that also covers you to some
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
But if you really started impacting somebody's bottom line, that could cause issues.
Nonetheless, see what you can find. Alexander, I'd like to at least know more.
Yes, yes, of course.
It's very odd.
And anything weird that doesn't look like it belongs anywhere.
Right. If you see something that looks a little bit obviously like a totem, or some form, relic, something along those lines, purloin it.
Oh, but of course. The more evidence and wondrous toys we can acquire for ourselves will benefit us in the long run, yes.
Indeed.
Master Storyteller, please, what time of the evening do we have?
It's about 3 o'clock now.
Yeah.
Cutting it close on time. Yeah.
Sunrise
be a
would be
little-
probably 6-ish. You'll think, a half hour to get there. Well, assuming you have a vehicle.
There's already cops there too.
I think he said he does. Well, no, he could actually use the underways.
Yeah, but I said I can use the underways to get there. Now the only problem is, of course, we have no idea if the police are gone. So
And the
Yeah.
that'd be
underways are
fun.
not going to be faster than driving there.
Yeah.
No, it won't be faster. It's just an easier way of me saying "f you." You won't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if the sun started to come up, you could always duck down there and trudge along,
Yeah. Also, me sitting here thinking, darn it, Josh, we've been playing too much Total War. We just called the sewers the underway because we started thinking like Skaven and.
So
I
anyway,
mean,
Sorry.
again, my character looks like one, so
so how is Alexander planning to get there?
that's the problem. He doesn't actually have a vehicle. He would have to rely on another form of transportation. But
Blackjack has a
Get-
truck right there.
well,
Soaked in
yeah.
blood.
I
Soaked in
mean,
blood.
he would drive it if Blackjack allowed him.
You haven't asked him.
Alright.
He's sulking. He's not inconsolable.
He just kind of walks over, just kind of, and you just happen to see his long snout just kind of poke around the corner like, Blackjack, question.
All right. Now, Sarah, Jolene was going to was on her way to talk to Blackjack,
Yes.
wasn't she?
Probably. Just make sure.
All right. So we're going to cut to you, to Jolene showing up to talk to Blackjack.
You're really sulking like a teenager in here.
First things first. He's not wearing his shirt. It's rags on the floor. He's bandaged a little bit, I guess, with whatever. I
Have
imagine
you-
Samuel would have something.
Have you tried to heal?
No.
Okay.
It's just purely for cosmetic purposes. Because I imagine Samuel has bandages or something lying around, just to real quick. It probably isn't the first time this happened. Hands are washed. Hair is decently coiffed.
Did you get up under your nails like Mike told you to?
No.
Farmer, he probably has worse under his nails.
Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Are you really sulking in here like a teenager?
Sulkin's the wrong word. Contemplating, I suppose.
It's kind of a big word for sulking.
Depends on your perception, I suppose. Your sulking to someone else might just be being deep in thought.
Okay, fair.
Sulking has just such a negative connotation to it.
It's a lot more fun to accuse people of.
That way you get punched a lot.
Usually, I don't get punched by most people. Most of my punching came in my childhood, so haven't been punched in a good hot minute.
Fair enough. I generally get punched.
I appreciate you and what you do, but sometimes you earn a punch.
Sure.
I'm guessing the sulking and or contemplating is about. She kind of does a motion to where the truck would be.
Is his body still in there?
I don't think so. I really doubt Samuel would just leave a body just hanging out in a truck. He probably did Samuel things with it. I'll take the truck to get washed once the sun comes up.
I mean, that don't bother me none. Blood is blood.
Yeah, but a dead body is also a dead body, but this one in particular, you're freaking out about.
Not so much freaking out about it no more. Just coming to grips with it, I suppose. Funny thing about time is, even when you're dead, still moves forward.
Well, Well, at least tonight it gets to keep moving forward. For us, for the guy we kept from joining his buddy.
Guess we did save a life.
I mean, I don't know, if he's gonna remember any of it, but a little feather in your cap.
Well, it might be for
And-
the best that he doesn't remember it.
Were to get around, maybe. Watch what the Coterie did. People stop giving a shit.
Stop giving you shit.
I am long used to getting shit, so
You don't deserve most of it.
thin blood. It kind of comes with the title.
Yeah, but just because things are the way they are doesn't mean you have to stay that way.
And this is when Alexander shows up.
It
My
just,
fault.
just that classic, like, fingers wrapped around the door, nose just sticking over, and he's just like, "Pardon me, Blackjack.
Yeah.
Would you be inclined if I borrowed your vehicle for a moment?
Immediately throws the keys. Do me a favor. Get it washed on the way.
Ah, right, of course.
Just chucks the keys over at Alexander.
I'll make sure that I have spare change. Thank you.
There's at least a 50 in the glove compartment.
Oh, how generous. Thank you. I promise to treat it with all love and respect.
And then you just see him, like, slink off the door.
Alright, so Alexander quickly drives back to the scene of the crime. Now, on this street, on one end, there's a four-way red light and the gas station that the guys had been parking at. And, like one or two other little businesses. On the opposite end is the big shopping center. It's got the Kroger and a few other shops. And there's a thrift store and some other stuff in that area. So, basically, you have no trouble parking, out of sight of the house and creeping on up.
Just slink over there.
Now, are you just using your stealth skill, or are you actually using a discipline? And I ask this because the one that lets you move around while you're obfuscated, I believe requires a rouse check.
It does.
Where if you're just kind of creeping up and then going still, you can obfuscate yourself while you're sitting still without an issue.
Right now, he's just going to do that. Like, he's just going to, like, use that. Let's see, I know I pulled up my abilities. Yeah, he's just going to do that cloak shadow.
Okay.
So just every so often when he thinks someone's kind of looking his way, he just stops, doesn't move.
It's like that
Wait till
childhood
the
game
purchase.
of what is it? 1, 2, 3, red light.
Yeah, red light, green light.
That's it.
Just like anytime anybody's looking at him, he'll just like
Extreme
Just stop.
peekaboo.
pretty
Give
much
me
see
a
people.
stealth. Give me stealth wits, since this is more about freezing and obfuscating when you think somebody's gonna be looking at you.
Stealth and wits. You said
Yes.
no whammy. Go. Damn.
Pretty good.
Yeah, 3 successes is quite good.
And none on the hunger die.
Now, how observant are these guys, though?
I mean, they're kind. They're not that observant.
Okay, it is a tie.
Oh God.
No.
You get right up on the house, and there's a moment of one of the officers, because there's several cars around now. One of the officers gives a quick jerk, takes several steps towards you and is looking around when one of his buddies is like, "What? Thought I saw something, thought I saw somebody at the corner of my eye."
Little did you know you did.
Start narrating
Now I'm
your own
hearing
stealth.
things. But
Uh,
he his buddy kind of talks him down or kind of poo-poos the idea that somebody be walking around when you've got 3 police cars here with all the lights going.
yeah, be kind of foolish to be walking around with 3 cop cars, but hey, what's the fun in that?
So essentially, you're pretty sure this guy's going to be staying on high alert, though.
Unfortunately.
But
really, at this point, since he senses that this is going to get a little dicey, at this point, he's going to use the ability, so I'll roll that rouse roll.
give me a rouse check.
Which, just for the sake of argument, what is it?
Which I believe you were only at a 2 hunger, so it's not like you're...
Yeah, I'm only at a 2 hunger, so I mean, come the next day, I'm going to have to do something for the hunger, but here's to hoping.
Oof, you're hungrier.
Yeah, you got a hunger 3. That's not disastrous.
But it's going to be a pain in the butt.
Especially if another
You get
Lupine
what-
shows up and you got to fight.
If one more hunger in a room full of blood, it might be some trouble.
Gonna have to eat it. You're gonna have to Capri Sun a lot of rats.
So as you cloak yourself, so now you can pretty well walk around as you will. I mean, you got to be a little careful.
Yeah.
You're still trying to avoid bright lights and stick to the corners and shadows in rooms, but you get close enough. Go ahead.
I was gonna say don't wanna do that whole thing. We're in a lot of video games. You can still see the silhouette of the person with the invisible buff, aka Halo. I'm looking at you. But anyway, moving on.
But you get close enough that you're hearing the officers talk. They've carted one guy off. One of them's talking about, they were showing up, and the guy with the butcher knife ran out in the street, and ended up dropping the knife and taking off. And dude must have been a track star in school because they couldn't keep up with him at all. They lost sight of him pretty quick. They chased him about as far as the Planet Fitness, which is down a block or 2. But they lost him somewhere around there. They got the guy that was left in the house. He seemed to be really out of it. They've confiscated a bunch of the weaponry. They've arrested the survivor because there's all kinds of drugs in this place. You gather that some of it's designer, kind of your designer drugs. Some of it's possibly stolen prescriptions.
Essentially, it's a quote-unquote cocktail of different things.
Yeah, they had quite a selection, apparently.
Smorgasbord.
And while they know a few dealers in the area, they did not know of, they had not heard any rumors of anybody dealing out of this house. And truthfully, the volume they're dealing with, they think somebody was using this as kind of their warehouse. Maybe they were just storing it here, not necessarily selling it out of the house or doing anything that would draw attention to the house.
It was essentially their little area of, we need to sell a good few things. Well, we got plenty over here. Let's just go pick that up.
And
Probably.
but yeah, whoever it was, they just went absolutely ape crap on, on the victim. I mean,
A crime, a passion of rage.
oh, definitely of rage. They have never seen somebody go ham with a butcher knife like that before. I mean, one of the first ones on site is talking about, he's never seen anything like that outside of like Friday the 13th or something. The coroners are already showed up and carted the body off, and they're still in the process of gathering up all the evidence in the house. Give me awareness. I guess it'd be a basic awareness wits. Because all this you've just heard, you've just heard the officers talking amongst themselves. But,
1
all
to
right,
1.
2 successes. So yeah, you're looking at some of the, you managed to get a peek at some of the drugs they're carting off. And yeah, some of them it's kind of generic pills. Some of the pills you see actually have like a company logo stamped on them. Which you assume that's probably the stolen, or what they assume is the stolen
Stolen
prescription.
pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. But you see the name Magadon,
Magadon.
which is a big pharmaceutical company. You've actually heard of them. They're like third or fourth biggest pharmaceutical company in the states or some such. Magadon Incorporated, technically. But
Oh yeah, it's got to get that ink in now.
Yep.
Okay. Well, once they've essentially stopped with anything useful banter-wise, he's going to just kind of slowly slink into other rooms to see if there might be any particular items of value or just things that, might be useful to the coterie.
In one of the bedrooms, you find some cash that the cops have not confiscated yet.
Tempting.
Potentially a point of resources if you want to grab it.
Well, I don't know if it's that much, but
I mean,
and
it's still just-
some paraphernalia. There's a bong in there. While in there, well, they weren't storing any pot. In with the other stuff. This guy, whoever's room this is, they apparently had their personal supply. So while they may have been druggies, you don't see any indication they were taking any of the heavier stuff that they were guarding.
Yeah, they just had the light stuff that they enjoyed.
Right. Don't get high on your own supply.
Exactly.
But
Because at that point you're stealing, and they don't like that.
But there's nothing of real value in the house. There's not a lot of personal effects. Based on food wrappers and stuff. They've been here for a little while, but really hadn't moved a lot of personal effects in.
Any chance of seeing the particular quote-unquote items Samuel requested a totem? Perhaps? Or should I roll another awareness wits?
No, with that 2, we'll just go with the 2 you rolled. Not really. One of the guys has a cross hung on his bed. It's like, it'd be a necklace, but it was like hung on the bedpost or whatever. That's really the only religious anything you see.
Luckily, he doesn't actually have that flaw of the stereotypical things to kill a vampire, but yeah. Okay, so no totem and nothing real useful other than this is essentially a drug warehouse and just a cocktail of different pharmaceuticals of both prescription and, kind of harder things.
Yeah, some stuff it looks like, kind of your designer drugs.
Yeah. Designer, generic, a little wombo combo of each.
Yeah.
Cops are dumbfounded and impressed with Samuel's work with the butcher knife. Or cleaver, as it were.
Yes. And they're quite certain that somebody else must have died here. Because, you do have that splattered head all over the place. But they don't know. There's confusion there because whatever took that wound is clearly dead, but there's not a body laying around. And the dude they saw escaping
had nothing of that nature.
Right.
Clearly had a head.
They're openly discussing the fact that he may have intentionally done what he did as a distraction. Because with all the gunfire going on, all the calls they were getting, they were only able to have that one car respond at first. Where things have quietened down now. You're not hearing gunfire in this. You're not hearing howls anymore. And there is some talk of just what a weird flipping night this was.
Okay, so essentially no real useful information other than it's just a drug warehouse.
You've gotten the information you've gotten. I don't know how useful.
Okay. But I say, with that, he's going to slink away and get back to Blackjack's truck, look at the time, and ponder, do I have enough time to run by a place to wash this? Just go inside the nice little automated.
Probably be closed. It's early in the morning.
There's 24-hour ones.
There are.
Yeah, there are.
Like
Well, a lot of the automated ones.
cafeteria ones.
Or the ones you spray down yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones you spray down, but he ain't gonna like be fancy about it. He's just gonna like slip the 50 in, get the change out, and go about his way.
That's all Blackjack wanted.
I want to say somewhere close by, not too far from here, is a unique car wash. They spell it funny, where to me it always looked like unique car wash, but anyway.
Completely different thing.
It is.
I think I know how they spell that. It's like UNIQ or something like that.
Yeah, well, they spell it like it's a pronunciation guide, but it doesn't look right. And I'm sitting there going, unique car wash?
It's hilarious. Yeah.
It was one of my buddies that was, I think it's supposed to be unique. Oh, I like mine better. I'm sure Uniques are very good at washing cars.
Yeah, no, he'll just try to quickly go through, have it run through the machine, not even slow up. The second it like lets the vehicle free, he's just back to Samuel's place.
No problem. And there was not they had wrapped the body in the blankets. So there wasn't a whole lot of blood,
but it was requested, so he did as he asked.
Yes.
Blackjack will remember this.
So when he finds you clamped onto one of his cows, not realizing you're on his farm, he'll only pummel you a little bit.
It's just a love tap at that point. In the back of the head.
Alright, so you managed to get back. Is everybody going back to their domain or to their havens for the morning, or is it another slumber party at Samuel's?
All depends on what Samuel says.
After a battle with a werewolf, he'll allow it this time.
Pillow fort.
Samuel?
Yes.
You have a shirt that fits me?
I just imagine them, like, staring at each other extendedly, like... I mean, you can maybe give him a penny.
I come up from the guest room, like, bandaged up, like you requested.
Have you tried healing yourself yet?
I'm gonna wait until tomorrow night.
Right. I could probably find something, although it might not fit perfectly.
It's a size. You find a shirt that's a size too big for you, which is probably about a size too small for Blackjack. But as long as he doesn't flex while he's wearing it, he ought to be alright.
Yeah.
It'll look like a crop top. It'll be great.
Yeah, as long as I don't get into any more strenuous activity, I should be fine.
Right.
So no more werewolf fighting for the night.
Ain't that the truth? We got lucky.
I know. I felt it. I know.
I know.
Alright.
How are
So-
you doing?
Well, that's the thing about time. It just keeps moving forward, and whether or not you're there or not, it's gonna keep moving forward. So I'm more or less coming to grips with what I did, and trying to make the best of it, I suppose. I
Sorry, I just saw what was on the camera there. I got completely
I
distracted.
want to do a supercut of like stuff that happens in our stream in particular with cats.
Yeah.
Because he wanted my stuff, and he's just
Hey.
Every
hey,
time
hey,
I moved
give
it.
me, give me. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. He like did that with me earlier. Y'all probably just couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway,
Well, let's go on a little bit. Blackjack, I've been where you are.
Had you?
Yes. I am much older than I appear. By far. I have fought in both world wars, several skirmishes. I have saved lives and I've taken them in equal measure. I have come to terms with, at least myself, that sometimes people will die and there's nothing you can do about it. But once you cross that line, once you hit that point, there's no easy coming back from it. It's natural for most people to feel bad for what they've done, especially something like that. Taking a life should never be easy. It has become for me just age. I've been around since the 1800s. It's been a long time for me. But the day you stop feeling bad about it, the day you stop feeling remorse about the lives you take, that's the day you're gonna have real problems. Will you have to accept it? Yes. You will. It's something that happened and there's no turning back the clock, no matter how much we might want to sometimes. But don't dismiss it. You have to allow yourself to feel the grief and the pain. Don't try to push it down. Or you become like me.
No offense, that's not something I plan on doing. He like gently for him, but kind of like hard for anybody else. Just like slaps the side of his arm.
I certainly hope not. I think this world can only handle one of me.
I don't even think the world can handle one of you.
I'll take that as a compliment. Get some
and
rest.
the night winds down. Alexander shows back up, because you went on.
Yeah.
The night winds down. Everybody camps out. Unless somebody specifically wants to go back to the Haven.
Remorse roll.
You will awaken the next night, but before that, yes, who has a stain?
I think it's just me.
That's right, we took care of Sarah's was from the previous video. Okay. Alright, give me the remorse roll.
How is the roll calculated? Like I could press the button, but if I was playing in here, how is it calculated?
Alright, you roll a number of dice.
Uh-huh.
I believe equal to your unchecked, unfilled humanity boxes.
Mm-hmm.
7.
So 7.
Wait,
No.
it would be 8. Oh yeah, never mind. Ignore me.
I think he'd have 2 at this point.
He has 1, because he has humanity 8, and one of his marks is checked with a stain.
Okay, hang on. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm fixing it, but you had put the check in one of your actual humanities. Where the slash is supposed to go into one of the empty boxes.
Gotcha.
So yes, you have 1 dice to roll. And I
Okay.
believe if you get a success, you're fine. If you don't, your humanity goes down.
Yep. If he succeeds, the stain goes away. If he fails, his humanity is reduced by 1.
So you should be able to click the button now,
So it's just remorse dice 1.
basically.
Okay.
You succeed.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel bad about it.
Yeah.
You will continue to feel bad about it whenever you think about it for the next several days. But
I like to think I have a dream about like working back as a human, working the farm, making chats with my Ignacio. Stuff
not
like
sure
that. So
vampire's dream actually, but At the very least, you may be thinking about it before you drift.
I have a daymare.
Daymare.
Look at Renfield, I'm eating chicken.
But yeah, that little rule though is why maintaining a high humanity is really hard.
But as it gets lower, it gets easier to not lose it when you do little stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I was really hoping you would lose some. All right. The next night, everyone give me rouse checks.
Please, no more.
Alexander's hungry.
Yeah, I passed. Still at 100.
Nice.
Well, I have no choice. It's time to go in the sewers. Time for the Capri Suns.
Yep.
Jolene probably like wakes up early and leaves early, like leaves a note, gone out for a bite.
All right. So Samuel got hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody except Maeve got hungrier. Okay.
I didn't get hungrier. I passed, but I am going to feed on my.
Oh yes, I was looking
I'm
at
gonna
that.
feed on my cows.
But Blackjack, how you gonna feed on your cow? One, you're at Samuel's, and two, I still have your keys.
That's true.
Alexander didn't even think about it. He just runs out to the sewers before anybody wakes up, or before Blackjack asks him for his keys back.
Nah. I happened to just take the time and realize, like, oh, I have a way of getting somewhere around. Hops in the truck, heads down to the farm. Not Blackjack's, but just the farm. Probably goes over to his neighbor's farm, looks at their cows, like, ooh, you're tasty, and you'll do plenty fine for a Capri Sun. Come here.
You've also got the Jones family farm, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's mainly what I meant, was going to the Jones family farm, because it being huge, it's like, they're not gonna realize one cow's slightly skinny. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's see. Samuel's gonna hunt too, but yeah.
It's just a little malnourished. It's okay. Don't worry. It's still fine.
It has a cold.
All right, Alexander, give me a hunting roll.
Okay. Wait, what do I roll for you? Survival and what? Or is it animal kin?
You're going after domesticated, so it'd be animal kin.
And what's the second step?
Wits, I think.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, 'cause I know mine's wits survival.
Oh, please, for the love of God, don't screw me.
It a little screwed you.
I mean,
let's see.
I
Can
mean, 2
only
successes.
roll one dice.
I think you were going to need a 3.
so you might, if you could re-roll that one dice.
What would be? Would I hit the willpower reroll?
Yes.
Yeah, and then put 1 instead of 3.
Mm.
Yeah,
Can't reroll hunger
can't
die,
reroll the hunters.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's the 3 successes you need. You managed to find one of their cows, out of sight of anybody. Because it's still early enough in the evening that there's still a few folks around. But you catch one that's grazing kind of close to the woods, and you manage to sneak out and
Just
it's okay, Betsy. It's okay. So, how much are you going to take from said cow?
that depends. How much would I need to knock out at least 2 dots?
Let's see, a large animal like a horse or a cow. You can slack, you can slack 2 from it without doing it any permanent harm.
Then I'll do that, and I'll make sure to lick the wound closed and everything, but get enough to knock down 2 hunger to where he's back 2-2, and he's just like, okay, I can deal with this. I can deal with this.
Or would you like to make a second hunger roll, or a second hunting check?
I mean, piss on it. If I can find one more cow and sleep myself to no hunger, why not?
Generally speaking, each check is around an hour you spend doing this. So, but the sun's going down around 6 or so.
Well, one more time.
Once more with feeling.
Oh no.
Yes!
Oh no! Oh no!
Messy critical.
Oof.
Uh huh.
I killed
Oh crap! I forgot to get rid of the 2 dots before I did the roll. Son of a.
Wait.
He didn't
He
take
didn't click the
his.
2 dots from the hunger.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah, he's still at 4 hunger there.
All right. Make the adjustment and re-roll. Freaking tease. Oh, I had such plans for that roll.
God, he was
Oh.
so happy.
He's been
Like,
fiending for that.
You saw the lights in his eyes, and then you just murdered the lights.
It's
just
only
ruined
one
Christmas
this time. I mean, he has 3 successes, but only 1 10.
Yeah.
Fine. Feed on
Oh,
the cow.
I didn't even realize that hunger success was 2 10s. Okay, that's why it was the messy critical. I was like, but it was just a 10, right? I'm like, I just now hovered. I was like, oh.
You were going to tear that cow apart. They were going to be alien abduction or alien cow, probing or whatever, speculation. It's like they turned the cow inside out. What did he do?
just a big old pile of, just a big old meat bag on the ground. Just like, what happened? See, she was such a good cow. Why'd this happen?
So yes, you get your hunger knocked down to just the 1.
Oh, I can't get it. I can't get all the way down. Darn.
You have to kill a person to do that.
Oh, and of course I'm vegetarian, so I don't kill people for that. Gotcha.
So you will forever be hungry.
I will always be.
You'll always be a little pickish.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, who else was hunting?
But I guess I'm not hunting. I'm just going after my cows.
Okay, so you're going to use your herd.
Grab one and take myself to hunger 1.
Okay.
And I need to hunt as well.
All right.
Actually,
They're
me,
safe.
me thinking about it, have I tapped my herd this week?
No,
I
you
think at
hit
least
that.
once.
No, you hit the.
hospital.
You hunted into the
That's
hospital.
right.
That's right.
For the legimatic. That's right.
But you were making the hunting rolls, not using your herd. So no, you have not tapped your herd this week.
Okay. I'll tap my herd this week
Okay, you have no problem
For-
with that then.
for both of its points because I'm at 3. Because I have a feeling that the prince is going to want to talk to somebody, and he wants to be very much in control of himself.
Yeah.
For that.
Everyone's like, we gotta be cool, man.
Yeah, basically.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
And who else was hunting? Jolene. How is Jolene gonna go about her hunting?
She ain't gonna go after a deer this time because that went well last time. She's just gonna find smaller animals. At least knock out 1.
All right, give me a roll.
Only 1. Don't get excited.
6 successes, though.
Yeah.
could probably find a deer.
that's really
Yeah, honestly, you
fucking
could
good.
probably get a deer with that.
But she specifically said she wasn't hunting
Yeah,
deer.
That's
I already
true.
said. Yeah,
That's
because last
true,
time
yeah.
she's still working off that killing Bambi feeling.
As you should. That's how remorse works.
I'll just get some rabbits, maybe, I don't know, really big fucking rats.
If you're in the woods near, you'd have raccoons. You'd probably have possums.
Yeah.
Coyote.
Oh, God.
Jolene. Jolene sounds very southern. I bet she'd have no trouble with possum.
She's like, food is food.
They don't even carry rabies, so hey.
Yeah. She'd almost feel bad about killing a possum because they kill so many ticks, but
But she's kind of a tick in some ways, so yeah.
she's hungry.
You're sitting there slurping on the possum, playing with its pouch. Oh, they do have pouches. Huh?
Nah. No.
Is there a baby in there? Yeah, good.
Would the 6 successes take her down 1 or 2?
I'm going to say you can find enough to get you taken down to 2.
Cool beans.
Because let's see, medium-sized dog or animals like raccoons, dogs, and coyotes get you 1. Rabbits, you have to have multiple rabbits to slack 1. Because you were sitting at what, 3?
She was sitting at 3, yeah.
Okay, so you only needed 2, so yeah.
Yep.
So
After
yes.
that, go ahead.
I was just going to say, so yes, this hunting trip went much more smoothly for you than the last one. You barely need a napkin afterwards.
Just send something out to like the group chat. Has anyone heard if there's a party tonight?
Just say most likely.
If so, I'll be there. Hey. As apparently one of the children back there is causing trouble.
Yeah, one of the cats got their claw stuck in the backdrop.
That sounds about right. It's like, hello, dear child. Why are you continuing to claw this? Oh, was that pork chop?
Mhm.
It's sad that I knew that just from the glance of the pattern. And I haven't even seen a lot of pictures of that cat.
Mhm.
It sounds like something she would do, though.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
So Samuel, you dip out for a bite to eat.
Yeah.
When you come back, there's a message on your answering machine.
Play it.
You don't recognize the voice right off.
Uh-huh.
But it's somebody going, "Hey, Samuel, sorry I didn't catch you before you stepped out. Really hoping to see you at the country club today. Or tonight."
Did he mention just Samuel?
Let's see. Trying to sound very vague, but how would he let you know who all should be? Bring your buddies from last time.
Fair enough. And he'll just send a text out. Have another party.
Woo!
Party at the country club.
Not party. It's like have a business meeting. Dress business casual.
And that reminds me, I would like to try to heal some of my.
Yes. Well, that is. I believe the healing is just rouse checks.
It is 3. Oh no, it's I forget.
It's 1 check per.
Very superficial.
Yeah, per superficial you're trying to heal.
We'll heal 3 for now.
I'd say the older you are, though, that changes.
Yeah.
But
Blackjack's little baby.
yeah.
1 fail. 1 fail. 1 fail. Okay.
You're at 4 hunger right now.
Yep.
Now, the roll is not to see if the healing works or not. It works. You just get hungrier with every one of them.
Yes.
Might want to take another sip of cow.
Yeah.
Let's say, because if you roll another one and you fail, you go into a hunger frenzy.
Back out to the
And there won't be a
barn.
sip of cow. There will be a kill a cow.
How many times have you tapped your herd this week?
Today was the no, because I specifically not tapped my herd this week. What I did today was the first time I did it.
All right. And what level is your herd?
Let me double check that. I'm on here anyway. Herd is at 1. So I think we said we had up to 3.
With a herd of 1.
Because I thought 2 was like 4 and up.
Let me check here. All right, you have a group of.
Yeah, upon hearing it has to be business casual, Jolene's like, ugh.
You can slack your herd rating and hunger each week without a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Overfeeding endangers your herd, potentially dropping the rating as members die or flee.
Cows, they're not gonna go anywhere.
Alright, you have 1 to 3 vessels with random resonance and no. Alright, so you can slack your herd rating and hunger each week without a roll. So really, you can only drop 1 for free, and then you have to start making rolls.
Okay. And I'd go hunting then. That's fine.
Alright. Are you going to go hunting in the Jones Valley?
Yeah.
Alright, give me the, was it Wits Animal Kin?
What's Animal King?
Yeah, you was doing animal
that's
kin
what
wits
we
for me.
Yeah, because he's
They're not
also a
doing, like,
farmer.
wildlife hunting.
And then I add 1 because of my pacification? Question mark.
Alright, what is your pacification?
It's one of my specialties.
Sure.
Okay. Five successes.
Very good, then.
Cows are my babies. I know how to treat them.
Alright, so you needed a 3, so you got 2 extra successes.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'll say you can slack your hunger, assuming you don't want to kill the cows.
Right.
You can basically manage to feed off of 2 of them, slacking like 2 hunger apiece.
Okay. Then I'm
I
back
mean,
to-
obviously you don't get rid of the last
Right.
one.
But I'm at 1, and that's Blackjack just breathes the biggest sigh of relief. There's one too close.
Would you like to
He
try
gets
to heal
attacked.
any more?
No. He gets a text that says another party.
Business
and,
casual.
Business casual. And he'll roll his eyes and go do it. Get his same 1 pair of slacks, 1 button-up shirt.
Dressed in the same thing every time you show up. People are going to start noticing. Tongues are going to wag.
Tongues can wag all they want. I broke half of Lupine's rib cage.
So eventually, I guess I assume you all make it to the country club.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as soon as you step in, you're ushered to a back room, or one of the larger side rooms. In that room, you see, well, the prince is there, the primogen is there, the sheriff is there. You do not see the scourge.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Is the Scourge our new Staska?
The Scourge is Staska.
The Scourge is Staska.
If y'all want to think about him that way, if y'all want to get that friendly-ish with him, all right.
I doubt that, but
Yeah, I know.
he's just the cool character.
He's the cool. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Is he's the cool character? He's the cool NPC.
But anyway, he's not there. The Seneschal is there. One of the, let's see, what is his name? James Howell II is there.
James Howell II.
Yes, he is a member of Clan of Intru and the de facto leader of the Brat Pack.
Oh, okay.
And there's 1 or 2 other kind of coterie heads that are there.
You said Ventru?
Yes. Yes, James is the Ventru of the Brat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the ones that showed up at Blackjack's farm to talk about Blackjack after Blackjack's little speech.
Yep.
Wondering about possible anarchist leanings.
Hmm.
Still walking a little gingerly.
And even dressed, where your shirt collar is, they can probably still see some of the mark.
It's like a little bit of a scratch, like right there. 'Cause I'm only at 2 superficial right now, but there's still something there.
As you walk in, the sheriff catches your eye. Clearly he looks at the wound, what he can see of the wound, and then up to you, and he gives you a nod. It was some good work yesterday. Or last night.
Appreciate it. Just doing my duty.
The prince, Doctor, all of you, please take a seat.
Of course.
And yes, like the sheriff said, very good work last night. We are fairly certain that we killed at least 2 other Lupines, though their compatriots were able to escape with the bodies. We lost a few neonates ourselves. Overall, not a bad evening showing, though. Most of Abram's deputies are still patrolling North Huntsville, as well as Travis. That's the Scourge, in case you forgot. But they don't seem to be active tonight. We don't know if we bloodied their nose enough that they'll leave, or if they're just regrouping and healing up. Blackjack, I hear you took a serious injury.
I'll go like that. Just
let's see. He and the sheriff both kind of like they've seen that before.
I gave as good as I got.
Both the sheriff and Grandmother the Dorcas nod their heads. So we've heard. Let's see. Prince Deschler tells you, we've had the coroner, cover up the body. Clever of you, doctor, to doctor the wound. He wouldn't say doctor the wounds, but clever of you, doctor, to obscure the wounds like you did. Would not have fooled a professional, of course, but once it got to professional, we had our people in place. So,
of course, I wanted to at least make sure that the kind that responded to the call wouldn't have been able to identify it easily. Of course, the traditions of the Masquerade are important.
They are of utmost importance. He's complimented you. Unfortunately, while we were busy defending the domain, other forces may have been active. The Red Question appeared on two different walls last night while this was going on. So we can only assume that it's the Anarchs from Decatur.
The Red Question.
Oh, let's see. Samuel would definitely know what it is.
Yeah.
I was about to ask about that as a player.
Maeve would probably know what it was because she's traveled. But prior to settling in Huntsville, she traveled around some and is a little bit older.
Blackjack is specifically
Like not much younger than
Huntsville.
Samuel, give or take. I
Mhm.
mean, younger than Samuel, but
Yeah.
Not freakishly.
yeah, not freakishly younger.
Blackjack is specifically Huntsville, so
But
it's a wee bit sheltered.
and Jolene is much the same way. So
Eileen's 4 years old in vampire years.
Yeah. So
and
red
Alexander has pretty much stayed in his little community up north of Huntsville until recently. So some of them might be like, red question. The red question is basically a bit of anarch, I guess you'd say, propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
They will sneak into places held by the Camarilla. And using red paint, the question is always done in red. It's a simple question. Why do you obey? It's something they can put up. Kindred will recognize it, for the most part immediately. But, to the kind, it's just some graffiti. Not even particularly artistic or anything. It's just,
These damn hipsters.
Well, I was afraid something like that might happen.
Yes. One of them was close to your domain, though not in the domain proper. One was on the side of some hobby shop, but visible from the parkway. And, he names off the other two locations. All of them were either in kind of western Huntsville or the southern part.
Remind me, the Brat Pack's domain is in the south-ish? Southeastern, I think? Or southwest?
It'd be southeastern. It's kind of the Big Cove area.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, you have your domain, you have the mountain that the ledges are on, and then they've got their domain is on the other side.
Got it, okay.
So, as the crow flies, they're very close together. It takes a little bit longer to drive because you have to go up and around and over the hill and stuff. But he's uncertain. They're investigating. They don't know if the anarchs had agents already in the city and picking up on the confusion they chose last night. It seems extremely unlikely they would be in league with the wolves or with the Lupine. Well, the prince specifically refers to him as the guru. Not impossible, but extremely unlikely. He's unwilling to believe that it's purely coincidence. He expects they've had a couple of agents in the city, ready to move when there was a distraction, and just took their opportunity. So he's ordered everyone to keep a lookout for any strange kindred that might be in the city.
She will bring up the fact that she did see somebody at the job or at the club she works at that she didn't see at all, and she'll give him the description.
The hippie?
Yeah, the hippie.
Blackjack will corroborate that, as he also saw a hippie.
This woman does not sound familiar to me. I do not believe she has presented herself.
Yeah, I found it strange because I didn't recognize her either.
Should you see her again, bring her to me.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
If it's somewhere heavily populated, obviously maintain the masquerade.
I'll message Samuel to message you guys then to kind of...
I'll message my guys to message you guys.
So at least maybe the sheriff or his deputies can come and deal with it.
Abrams
if it's
nods his head.
heavily populated.
That would be fine. Just keep an eye on him. Tell him. And the prince looks around at everybody in the room. Has anyone else spotted this person or anybody else that kind of stands out?
I've seen it jogging a couple times.
In your domain?
Close.
Yes, I think she was leaving your domain one time.
Jolene would describe the one guy that came in to eat, but then be like, I don't believe he's kindred, but some of his mannerisms and when he spoke on the phone, he could have been perhaps aligned with kindred.
Kindred adjacent.
You describe him?
Mm-hmm.
The prince nods. Russell, you.
Yes.
Yes, his, I believe he is a ghoul serving, Laban that is here in town. They have presented themselves.
Well,
And
guess at least my suspicions were correct.
And Laban would not be a term. Probably wouldn't be a term anybody. Maybe Samuel would
It
recognize.
seems it's some like obscure.
You want me to make a
Something.
roll for it?
Yeah. Give me an occult roll for it.
Occult what?
Intelligence.
Okay. Any modifier to this or straight roll?
Just a straight roll.
Got it. 4 successes.
Quite impressive.
Hmm.
You know
I'm the
that
knowledge guy.
you know that the kindred of Africa have their own culture, kind of their own set of clans, but their setup's a little different than clans.
Right. So what was this guy's name?
Russell Yu was the name of the ghoul, the one that Jolene has indicated. The
Right.
prince did not say what the Laban's name was, just referred to it as Laban. You know enough to know the Laban is what all the kindred of the Ebony Kingdom refer to themselves as, kind of as a whole. There's individual, essentially clans within that, though they use different terminology, and they have their own origin stories for the kindred.
Right.
That you don't know a lot of details on it,
Uh,
but it's a little unusual to see them,
right.
in the States.
Samuel will also bring up that there's a man named Walker Boyer who was spotted putting a ritual on a house here who, tracing his steps, lives in Mooresville. And he'll give the description of the man based off secondhand from Alexander. And he'll mention that it was Alexander who first spotted him and then brought it to my attention. But we had no chance to report it as the Lupine situation exploded soon after.
Understandable. This Boyer, was he kindred?
From the description, he certainly knew blood magic to some extent. He was performing a ritual around the home involving the blood of rats and what appeared to be a ceremonial dagger. Further testing showed that the ward itself appeared to be designed to stop any of kindred blood from being able to enter.
My domain surrounds Mooresville, but does not technically include it. I view it as part of my domain, but it is not technically part of Huntsville.
I do have the address. the home in question has apparently been in the Boyer name for approximately 15 years. Well, his name in particular, for 15 years.
There's many families in Mooresville that have been there since my youth.
I can forward the address to the sheriff if you'd like.
Yes, by all means, give us the address.
Of course. I'll he'll wait till the prince is done speaking about it.
He looks over at Alejandro. I would like your clan to investigate this. If it's blood magic involved, it's something we should likely let the Tremere deal with. At that point, Lady Dishler speaks up. We could ask the Banu Hakim. They're also quite talented at blood magic, I hear. And she's kind of giving Alejandro a look.
Samuel's gonna wait to see if Alejandro blows up.
You know, that's a very good question. He's been a little on the edge of late.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there are frenzies for stuff like that.
No. He's clearly miffed, but
Yeah.
He's like, no, my lady. Let the actual professionals handle it. I will put my best man on the job.
Immediately looks at Samuel.
Does the entire coterie just look at Samuel?
Your
There's a
coterie
strong
probably.
side-eye going on.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room knows he's referring to Samuel because everybody else in his clan's, a complete rookie. But
Samuel in his head, he's sitting there going, "It's interesting watching my primogen just dig this hole a little deeper."
But the prince goes, very well. We'll need to investigate this Boyer. If he's a kindred working magic, if he's a kindred from outside my domain coming in and working magic, he'll have to answer for it. If it's some mortal magician, I'd very much like to know what he was trying to protect. Do you have the address that he was performing this ritual at?
I do, my prince.
Send that to the sheriff as well.
Of course.
We'll dig into the background. Let's see. Would you have any ideas why a lone guru would attack a drug den like that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It does not make sense from an intellectual standpoint.
It wasn't the only one they hit, though. 2 locations in North Huntsville also had drug paraphernalia. There were a couple other locations hit where someone was killed that they were homes. We're still running down who they were and what they were up to.
Of course.
So hit the alchemist. Could they be looking for pieces and parts of something to make something?
Perhaps there did not appear to be any alchemy going on in these other locations. They all seem to be storage or the actual storefronts, for lack of a better name.
From what recon I was able to do before the attack, the kind inside were on edge already. Certainly seemed very much not like they were supposed to be there. And they mentioned people potentially hunting them because they weren't able to repay someone that they called the boss.
We'll have to see if we can find out who they were, who they were working for. He looks over at his wife. I believe some of your people have contacts in that business. Yeah, she nods her head.
If I may, one of the two inside the house, though his mind was heavily muddled, and he still lives, you might be able to question him.
He is in police custody. His memories are indeed muddled. Talking about, large dogs and, people running through the door.
For the best.
Yes, it's confused enough we don't feel it's a danger to the Masquerade at the moment.
Yes.
We feel eliminating him at this point would draw more attention.
Certainly.
We have doctored some of his blood, some of his test results, so they show that he was on something when he was arrested.
Considering the amount of drug paraphernalia in that house, it wouldn't be hard.
Yes, it is an easy lie to pass off. Well, I suppose that is all. Thank you again. You've all done a great service for the city. And he's not just speaking to you. He's kind of gesturing around to
the whole city got mobilized.
Yeah, to Hal, to the sheriff.
Yeah.
I believe that was all we need to speak of. Alejandro, please let me know what your investigation discovers. And the rest of you have a good evening. And he stands up, offers his wife an arm, and they march out. Abrams gets up before he leaves. He steps over to Blackjack, shakes his hand. I don't mean this to be awkward or anything, but let me get a better look at that.
I actually unbuttoned it this time.
Oh, they got you good.
This is post healing.
Ooh, they got you real good. And then you kind of pat you on the shoulders and walks by, but you clearly got him better.
Something about the ancient enemy and snapping the rib cage in your hands. It's scary. I'm kind of exhilarated.
Well, that's combat in a nutshell. And he walks on out.
Oh, Sheriff.
Yes, Doctor.
Samuel will pull out a notepad, write down those two addresses, and turn off and hand it to him.
Thank you very much.
Of course. I mean, before everybody leaves, Samuel is going to want to talk to Alejandro.
Yeah, Alejandro does not seem to be leaving. He's still sitting. Yeah. The rest of the Primogen are getting up and giving you a nod as they walk out.
He'll also, as Grandmother Dorcas was there, you said?
Yes, the entire Primogen were here.
Okay, yeah. He'll give a nod to Grandmother Dorcas and say, "Those two were exceptional last night. Thank you."
Oh well, nice of you to give them proper credit. But yes, they're a couple of good boys. They've been doing the sheriff quite proud.
Well, they did quite well last night. I have no complaints about their service.
It's always good when we can unite like this against a common enemy.
Of course. If you'll apologize, my lady, if I might apologize, my lady, I do need to speak with my Primogen.
Oh, of course. He does have to put his best man on that case, after all.
If Blackjack hears that, he just audibly chuckles.
Oh yeah, they're not whispering. This is not a large room you're in. So.
Yeah.
I thank you for the compliment.
old, well, not old, but
I have a question because I know you're not like giving characters voices. Does Grandmother Dorcas in your head sound like a sweet old lady?
yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been imagining in my head too. Honestly,
Yeah.
Like Betty White, if Betty White
yeah,
was.
You know, she
If
has
anybody was
she
a
has a
vampire.
southern accent.
Bless
She has-
your
It's
heart.
generally known that she's not from Huntsville originally, but she's clearly from somewhere in the South.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail with like.
has the most sophisticated blood kitchen you've
Yes.
ever seen.
James from the Brat Pack doesn't really say anything to any of you as he's leaving.
My chest is still like kind of exposed as he leaves.
He is kind of looking at you as he walks by.
Yeah, Samuel will go over to Alejandro. Well, my lord, when should I expect a message? And he just sort of gives him a wry grin.
He doesn't look like he does not look like he's in the mood for humor, but
Sorry.
no. It's that Deschler woman needling me. She's been doing a lot of that since the Hakim arrived. Damned Assamites. I don't think he's been teaching her anything yet.
She hasn't mentioned anything to me.
It's been a hectic little while.
Of course.
If she doesn't contact you soon, perhaps you should arrange a chance encounter.
Perhaps. As was requested, I am giving her a few days to set up as she asked, and she did mention that she would get in touch with me to share.
Oh, the Hakim woman. Yes, I meant the.
Yes,
I
of
was.
course.
He's like, I meant Lady Deschler.
Oh,
We had discussed possibly letting
Yes.
you teach her some of the very, very basics.
of course.
Just
She
with the
still,
appetite.
she still seems interested and has been leaning on me a little bit for it. So,
Yes, give her just a little taste.
enough to get her addicted.
What is it they say? The first one's free.
Of course.
In the meantime, though, I will need you to investigate the Blood Mage in Mooresville. Find
Of
out
course.
who and what he is.
That will take potentially my coterie's attention away from dealing with this lupine threat, depending on how deep this goes. We did kill one, but
Well, hopefully with their nose bloodied, because at least two others we're fairly certain two others were killed
of course.
in the melee last night. Hopefully that will have bloodied their nose enough that they hesitate to come back.
Well, it's actually in part what I wanted to speak to you about.
Oh, yes.
If they do not, given what has been happening with the lupines as of late, I have been working on some magic. I have put together enough knowledge and study of wards that they would actually be able to affect a lupine if they were to come in contact with the warded object in question. Could potentially force them away, as they will have to rally a considerable amount of mental fortitude to try to go after that object again.
So if we could find what they want, we could protect it. We could potentially ward certain VIPs,
Of course.
havens, or Elysiums.
I was about to start on my own. However, I felt like you, considering tonight's event, you might like a little bit of a pick-me-up. To potentially get... How to word this?
To earn some favors, perhaps.
Yes.
I will let it be known what you have prepared.
Of course. I've been working on a few others, although they aren't as blatantly effective against the Lupine as a ward scheme would be.
Excellent. For the moment, though, your priority should be the situation with Mooresville.
Of course.
I have been researching the woman that lives at that address that was being warded. Nothing odd has cropped up in her background so far. You had mentioned the Boyer man. She appears to be a distant relation of his.
It's interesting that they would put such an extensive ward against the kindred for just a distant relation.
Yes, it's like fourth cousin or something. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That is.
But that's
odd.
the only connection we managed to find. So, I will leave it in your hands, and you and your capable minions, or capable underlings.
Minions.
I'd say if the rest of the coterie hears that, like, Samuel's hands are behind his back as he sort of like stands at like a professional thing, but they probably notice his fists just clench.
And Maeve would have heard that, would have kind of scoffed at that comment.
He just gives a
Alejandro clearly views the rest of you as the brute squad.
Yeah, he just
And Jolie.
he just gives a polite smile. He's like, "Of course, my lord."
Well, good day then, Doctor. And he gives a slight, polite nod to everybody else in the room. Like he wasn't just talking about you, like you were the hired help.
Again. I just goes like this again.
You should really do something about that.
He'll just turn around and return back to the coterie.
Button up my shirt.
His eye is twitching.
You all get the impression he may not care much for his boss. But we're going to wrap here. Because it's 9 o'clock or just after.
Yeah.
So I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed running. I hope everybody watching us enjoyed it. Not as action-packed as last week, but
Still get to relive the gore fest.
But then if it was as action-packed as last week, Blackjack might be dead.
Only kills so many werewolves.
Probably dead.
Yeah.
I mean, Maeve is there this time, though.
That's true.
Hey. That's true, yeah. And them claws, though.
And,
Yee. I gotta save points so I can.
and
be able to
Alexander may
fight.
have some fortitude, so he might have been able to jump in there. Irregardless, that's going to wrap us up for today. We will be back next week. You can join us tomorrow for Monster of the Week, Eyes of the Fallen, run by V. Thursday will be Descent into Avernus, run by Maddie. Let's see, back on Monday, Heath will be running the Escorts. Let's see. This Sunday, at 1 Eastern, I'll be running my Icons campaign, which is superheroes, over on the Nerd Eternals Twitch channel. That's our every other week Supers game. And starting probably this coming Monday, up in the afternoon, I'm going to begin streaming, kind of alternating. It'll be 2 days a week, probably Monday and Tuesday up in the afternoon. Streaming Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
To just a casual playthrough. I haven't really done anything with those games before. But I'm curious to see how they compare to each other and how they compare to their offline counterparts. How much adjusting had to be done to make it a online something. And they were both cheap on the Steam summer sale, so this seemed like a good time to do it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I may just do it for a few months. We'll see. And then, Tuesday we'll be back here with another episode of Valley by Night. Let me find my credits. There we go. So we will see y'all later.